recently gotten very much back into sewing. I'm making a little quilt thing right now. I got a whole bunch of fabric from the White Elephant sale and I have started to cut it up a little bit, but they had a lot of quilting cotton and it was in small rolls of like 1 yard, 2 yards, like not a lot. And they were all like between $5 and $10, I guess, depending on what the content of the fabric was. I think that's probably how they priced it, but most of the quilting cotton was like $5. So I got a bunch of different ones. Cute little, I got little flowers. And actually I got this fabric for my mom. It was from her quilting stash. I got this weird pink, it almost looks like tie-dye or like it was dyed in a weird kind of splotchy way. I got this pink striped seersucker. So I have like a whole pink and blue theme going on here, also with like little bits of red, and then I have this brown. So I don't really have a plan, and I didn't like look up a pattern or anything for quilting. I just like really wanted to try quilting. And I know like the very most basic information about quilting. You know, you're taking bits of fabric and you're sewing them back together to make a pattern or a shape or something like that. And I did want to find a cool quilt pattern and like make an amazing quilt blanket, but I could not figure out, or I couldn't decide like if I wanted to design my own quilt or follow someone else's quilt pattern. And I really wanted to try to design my own because I know that I have the skills, and my mom has made many quilts, so I could ask her for help. But then I think I was like looking at my Rue quilt coat that I made, and I haven't worn it that much. And I think it's because it's a little bit big, like a little bit bigger than the oversized fit that I would like. So I was thinking maybe I'd make a quilted version of that jacket and I'd make it smaller, so I'll actually want to wear it more, and then I could try quilting on a smaller scale. So I decided to cut these into 3 by 3 inch squares, so then they would shrink down to 2 by 2 inch squares when I stitched them together with a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And this is what I've made. I don't know if I like it yet. It's you can see through some of it because the light is shining in, which looks kind of cool. They look like little windows. But yeah, this is what I have so far. And then I was thinking like maybe I should like mix it up with some white squares or like a larger white square, but I don't know. I didn't really plan this out well enough to make this into like a perfect square with the measurements that I chose. Like this is kind of a rectangle. So I'm just gonna keep going with this. I also have some solid orange fabric that I'm thinking I'll use as my bias tape. I'm having fun quilting, I am. I just am worried that I'm gonna be like having so much fun quilting that I'm just gonna keep going and not end up liking what I make. But I am having fun. So I'm just gonna keep going until it gets dark, and then I think I'll switch to knitting, which is always what I have trouble with. Like, should I knit today? Should I sew today? Should I do something else? I just love hobbies, and I wanna do all my hobbies all the time, and therefore it's hard to finish any of them. I have also recently been sewing, I've also recently been knitting a new sweater. I saw this Jacquemus sweater online that I absolutely loved. I thought it was so cute. It's got a cute little asymmetrical neck. It looks like it's in a fuzzy yarn and it's striped. It's super cute. So I wanted to make my own, and that sweater is actually in like a little tiny fisherman's rib, but I didn't want to do that because it was with my like larger hand knitting needles. It was getting kind of, I don't know, weird. So I decided to do it in stockinette, and I actually have the neck like halfway worked right now because I ran out of yarn. So the neck's looking weird, But I decided to do a saddle raglan. Sorry, the neck is not helping, but got my cute little striped saddles, and I'm working the body now, and then I'll work the sleeves. I do have the neck, which is split, you know, like the inspiration. It's just like I'm halfway through a row right now, so that's why it's kind of closed. The neck looks like when it's open. So we got the saddles, and then I have a lot of ends that'll need to be woven in, but it's basically like that's the neck, but it's open on the side, and so it falls down like that. I think I'm gonna do a couple more rows. I just completed a stripe. Maybe I'll do like 2 more stripes and see how it's going. And then I did do the neck in 1x1 ribs, so I'll have to do a tubular bind off. So it's nice and clean. It just looks like the rib has stopped. I don't really want to just cast off regular and have that like kind of flat cast off. So that's what I'm thinking. And then I'm gonna start the sleeves before I finish the body, just in case like I don't like the way the sleeves look. I'd rather know before I knit the whole body. I think this is gonna be a sleeve. So we got some of the squares from my original quilting, and then I've added in a lot of this white eyelet to kind of break up the color. I also added the polka dots from that skirt that I made. I think actually this, I put the sleeve pattern on yesterday, so I think this will also be a sleeve. This was the first star that I made. This is the second star that I made. I made it bigger than the first one. I think this might be the back of the jacket because I think it's kind of fun, the stripy star. And I just have to work around it. I'm doing that kind of log cabin technique around it with just like strips. I did do a little bit of a patchwork strip here because I'm trying to use up my little scraps. I was on Pinterest earlier, and I probably won't be able to find the image because like sometimes, because I just saw it and then I didn't do anything, I didn't click on it, I just like had seen this technique before, so I'll try to find an image. But it's like when you make kind of a wide scallop edge in sewing, and I think the way you do it is you take your fabric and you turn it to the wrong side, and you would have like a piece like this, like 2 right sides together, and then like on the edge you would draw like a scallop shape, stitch that scallop shape, trim it, and then turn it inside out, and you get like a scallop edge. I think that could be really pretty to do for like the overlap where the closure would be. And also when I made this pattern the first time, I did it with the ties, and I definitely want to do either snaps or buttons this time. Like if I did the scallop, oh my god, why am I like spacing like what? Like opening? The scallop edge on the opening, I would maybe do snaps and like put them on the inside so you didn't see them, but it's just a thought right now. I think it would involve some meticulous planning to get that in the right place, because I do have to quilt the fabric before I can use it. So I'd have to do that during the quilting stage. I could, however, actually maybe it would be pretty simple now that I'm thinking about it. I could just take the two right sides, put them together, no stuffing, do that edge thing, turn it inside out, stick the stuffing in, and continue quilting. I could totally do that.